Hello everybody, welcome back and thanks for joining us for another episode of Silver Screen and Chill. My name is Matt.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Ian.
And today we have a very special episode for you guys because we're going to talk about everyone's favorite merc with the mouth, Deadpool.
Yep.
We all saw it, and what can we say about this movie? It is fantastic.
And from the opening sequence, I mean, they're making fun of everything, just like Deadpool would have. How they say, like the written by some pretentious guys or something.
Oh yeah, it's like starring God's beautiful idiot,
Yeah.
a hot chick, CGI character.
So they really, from the beginning of the movie, they start off with all that kind of stuff. So it was nice.
Yeah, and they started it off with something everyone was familiar with. If you saw the leaked test footage, you might remember
Oh,
that.
yeah, I remember
when
that.
got leaked. And that's what really, I think that's what really made this movie happen, you know?
Yeah.
That got leaked and everything came out and everyone was like, yes, we need this movie.
Well, Ryan Reynolds actually talked about that on Jimmy Kimmel. He talked about how they went back and it was either him or one of the director or the writers that leaked it, but he wouldn't talk about who did it because they could get into huge trouble. But he said they did it on purpose.
Was
so
it Ryan Reynolds? Or was it just like a writer? Okay.
It could have been.
It was. Yeah, I remember the test footage coming out, and the internet blew up. I remember everyone was going nuts about this test footage.
Did exactly what they wanted.
It was animated, right? It was like digital, like it was just an idea. And Ryan Reynolds saying stuff. Yeah, Deadpool was great. From like you guys said, the opening, it's really funny. The opening, they go on the freeway. That's when they're on the freeway after that, right? Yeah, that was really good. From what I can tell, they pretty much nailed the comic. Look, I've never read the comic, but they pretty much got the comic book character right.
They got him down to a T.
Yeah.
He is wall breaking. An asshole.
Yeah, Marvel, for whatever reason, they're just spot on with casting.
Yeah.
Well, this was more Sony, I guess, than Marvel. Or was it
was
Fox?
Fox. This is Fox.
It's more Fox than Marvel, but I mean, just Marvel movies, they're pretty spot on.
I think it's
casting.
because people really take their comic book seriously, like especially now.
Yeah,
they don't want them to ruin their stuff.
Yeah, well, no one wants a dud anymore because
No.
comic book duds are expensive and just you're throwing money in a hole. And they really kind of point that out too with talking about Wolverine, the X-Men Origins movie.
Oh yeah,
they rip on that a lot.
They have the toy of him from X-Men Origins.
Really
and it says it's like his most favorite possession.
Yeah, that was really good. In this movie too, if you guys haven't seen it, they have Colossus and what was the other girl's name?
Negasonic Teenage.
That was really cool. I don't know is Colossus like a featured character in the comics or is they're just a cool addition?
I believe Colossus is in the X-Force, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the X-Force, that's right.
Oh, another thing I heard actually was they were going over, when they read the script, they had a lot of different variations of who could be in it, what mutants could be in there, but they really couldn't afford any of the people.
They couldn't afford the big name actors, and all the X-Men are probably big name actors.
Yeah,
or at
they
least
couldn't
somewhat,
afford anyone.
to some degree. Now, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman,
And that's why they make fun of that in the movie. When he goes to the house and he says... it's a mansion, but I only see two of you. It's like they couldn't afford anyone else.
Exactly.
So
I was really. I'm not like a huge Colossus fan. I think he's cool, but like I was really cool. We got to see
Colossus,
him. How, you know what I mean? How often would you get to see a guy like Colossus be like a big character?
I think in like the very first X-Men movie, Colossus is in there for like 10 seconds,
and he just turns steel and they shoot him, right?
Yeah.
Which one was that one? Was that X-Men 2?
It might have been 2.
I think it was 2.
I don't think he was in the first one.
I thought
it must have been 2.
I think it is 2 now that I think about it.
We should check our facts.
I think they did also was in the X-Men movies they didn't put the lines on him to show that like he's turning into metal. They just kind of like made him smooth.
Yeah.
So Colossus has the lines. It's kind of like part of his character design. Why are you just gonna change that?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he was really cool from the minute like. Well, I think the two characters. Well, Deadpool plays well off of anyone, obviously. But him and Colossus, that was a good.
They're a very good contrast because Deadpool doesn't give a shit. He'll kill anybody, and Colossus is like Deadpool called him. He's a hall monitor. He's a goody two shoes. Wants to do everything by the book. So they're very good contrasting characters. And then Negasonic Teenage Warhead is the perfect middle character because
is she real? Is she a real character?
Yeah,
but
she's like a small character in a lot of the comics.
I figured I never heard of her before.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. This is the first time seeing.
Yeah, I would figure that's a strange name too.
It's an awesome name.
I love how they go into it too. And he goes, "Negasonic Teenage Warhead." Like
that's
awesome. That's an awesome name. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Marvel. Marvel movies under their belt, they have just great casting. Like I said, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I feel bad for anyone who has to play Wolverine after that because that's him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's him.
No,
Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
And now we have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, which I couldn't. He did a perfect.
You know, the one thing I was kind of scared of going to the movie, and they didn't do it, but I thought because you know Ryan Gosling's just attractive man, and Ryan Reynolds. He's also attractive. But Ryan Reynolds, I thought they were gonna try to show him too much, which I mean they showed his face a lot, but he didn't make it about him. It was really about Deadpool. They did the right thing. Yeah.
He went to bat for this movie.
Yeah.
He went to bat for this movie, and you can tell.
Been trying to get the movie made for 11 years.
Yeah, and you know what? This kind of goes with the idea for a while. For a while now, since Star Wars came out, it was really good. People are saying, you know, like Disney, you know, they're making gold and stuff like that. There's no way either this would have seen the light of day, or this would be as good if Disney released it. I don't think they would want something like this out.
I don't think they would.
Well,
Fox
so let's thank God Daredevil's not owned by Disney.
Daredevil's a...
I mean, not Daredevil, Deadpool.
If you think about it, actually, Daredevil is a Disney property, and I know they've gone to TV, but that's a R-rated thing that they're doing over there. So I mean,
is Daredevil by Disney?
Yeah.
But I still just can't see them like ripping their own movies. You know what I mean? Basically, like Deadpool was.
Yeah. There's definitely not that. But what's cool about this is already there's talks of the third Wolverine movie. It's gonna be rated R. So
it's really opening.
The dominoes are falling now.
Yeah, people are not scared of making a rated R superhero movie anymore.
The Guardians of the Galaxy director, what's his name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn. He made a really good point. I don't know if you guys read it, but he said he was worried about this movie's success because now Hollywood's going to think that they can just put any mindless, you know, super random LOL meme, you know what I mean? Like, and then just make everything super R-rated and over the top when we don't necessarily need that. Deadpool needs that. But not every, you know, I don't want them to just cram things in that aren't, they don't need to be crammed in.
He also talked about how after he made Guardians, I don't think he was trying to, like, toot his own horn, but, like, when after that, like, a lot of, they saw superhero movies put, like, pop culture references.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's absolutely right.
You gotta do your own thing, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, look at the new Star Trek. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't look like Star Trek to me. It looks cool.
Yeah.
But like I said,
I guess we'll see it.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see it. But if I was like, you know, like if I was a Star Trek fan of the show, I'd probably be kind of disappointed because it's nothing like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been disappointed. The fans of Star Trek have been disappointed in the Star Trek movies. Yeah.
But I love them. But I guess I'm not. Anyways, back to Deadpool. A little sidetracked.
We always do it.
I think Ryan Reynolds has been in this movie. I don't remember what talk show he was on, but there's a moment in the comics where I think that's what made him, like, a big reason he wanted to do it because he thought it was so funny, was, I don't remember who he's fighting, but they're like, so what do you look like under there? And he's like, I look like Ryan Reynolds mixed with a Sharpay. That was written before Ryan Reynolds even, like,
was attached to the role.
Yeah, and then I think he was shown that, and it's like, oh, that's great. And I think they make that joke in the movie when I think it's when he first shows himself to Weasel, T.J. Miller's character. Oh, yeah. And he's like, I got bit by a radioactive Sharpay.
Yeah. Yeah. I like their back and forth when they were talking about what he looks like. And I actually heard that they just sat in a room for a while and just kept on going back and forth and stuff, and it got really raunchy to the point where they couldn't put it in the movie. Like, it would actually make it kind of X-rated.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to put that on the DVD commentary and stuff like that.
I hope so. That'd be great.
They're going to put it on the commentary?
They'll be an extra.
The director just came out, though, and he said that there's not going to be a director's cut of the movie. I'm really surprised. But I thought it would be like, here's the super NC-17.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's good.
No, I agree, but
they took it as far as an R rating could go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I mean, this isn't about the R rating or anything, but one of my favorite parts of the movie, I just wanted to bring it up because I loved it, was when they're coming up with the name for him, and he goes, Deadpool, and he's looking at Deadpool. He goes, Captain Deadpool. And then when they show him like becoming Deadpool and killing all those people, and they're singing that song in the background, it goes, Captain Deadpool.
Like, I love that song. Okay, when's the last time you saw a movie that wasn't super cheesy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like one of those like comic theme songs.
Yeah, that was
really funny.
Yeah, it was really good. I had something on the tip of my tongue right now. You know what I liked about this movie? And this might be kind of a surprise, but I liked the serious moments. It wasn't a gag after a gag. My biggest worry about this movie is I was going to see a glorified Family Guy superhero movie. You know what I mean? Remember that one time?
You think that's bad.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't read the comics, so I kind of got worried that maybe they would use a Deadpool that's just like, beavers, like just random, you know what I mean? Like just stupid. I like the serious moments because Yeah, he is kind of a sad character.
Yeah.
He's a sad character who's using humor as his coping mechanism. You know, he's already a funny guy, but he is a really sad character.
Yeah, no, it's not a very surface level thing. There's actually levels to Deadpool.
Like I said, it wasn't gag after gag after gag, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Really liked that.
It kept the love story sincere, even though they did have their moments that was really funny.
Like,
like there's sex scenes throughout the year, throughout all the various holidays, you know.
National, what was it? National Women's Rights Day or something like that, and he's getting plowed but with a strap on.
I like I like when it's Lent and they're just sitting down like having coffee. It's like Happy Lent, and they're just looking at each other.
You know what I read? Favorite. You know what I read is because in the comic books he's like bisexual or pansexual. I think he's like he likes both men and women. And they kind of hinted at that in the movie, I guess. Because Ryan Reynolds said he's open to Deadpool having like a male love interest. Because Deadpool doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Deadpool doesn't care.
And they dropped hints like that. Him getting plowed by the strap-on. They had him liking things like Wham. He had a Rent shirt on. Did you guys see his Rent shirt?
I noticed
I noticed it first. I was like, it's a Rent shirt!
I noticed that.
What's funny is that kind of makes sense. I mean, I know I'm taking a weird historical turn on this, but that kind of makes sense is like when you think of like back in the olden days of like Greece and stuff, when people were so powerful, they didn't give a crap about anything about that. They just had sex with anything they wanted to have sex with. Yeah, and that kind of makes sense with Deadpool's persona.
Yeah, well, he's a very much like, this dude doesn't care.
He doesn't
care. You know what I mean? So, that'd be interesting, though. Think about the last time you saw a superhero movie where the lead character was a love interest with a male character. I can't think of a superhero movie like that.
Yeah, and see, what's cool is, like, it's a thing that I've talked to you about, too, is, like, they've gone back and they've made people gay in comic books, but it seemed pretty lazy. They're like, oh.
Just very forced.
That old Green Lantern was gay.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and it's like, that's dumb, but... Or, like, Deadpool organically came up this way. Like, he's bisexual. That's just who he was from the beginning. So it's good because that's just how it is.
It's not retroactive.
Yeah.
Like, we did that.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You know what we're not talking about that we gotta talk about is the surprising amount of ball sack I saw in this movie. During the nude fight scene.
It's a serious fight. There's a lot of
and I saw him like when he like gets thrown, and I just see like butthole and balls. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, someone. Where I heard someone describe it was it's the second best or the best
Borat.
Naked man fight scene since Borat.
It really is. But it wasn't like it was a cool fight scene. Yeah,
it was cool.
Serious. But I just for another reason, kind of why I liked. Not because it was a naked man, but I just thought it was really cool. Like just. I didn't see much.
It was more about not giving a crap about what was happening.
He was pissed.
With them making that, it was like they weren't. This is how it was gonna happen. They're like they didn't want to cover up anything because he was naked when they were doing stuff on him. So why would he? Oh yeah, let me get this loin stuff. It's dumb.
Exactly.
Like I said though, it's Ryan Reynolds with the bad.
I liked him joking about the bad guy's name being Francis.
Ajax. Did you get that from a dishwasher?
Francis.
That caught me off guard when he was like, here's Francis, and the guy was all pissed. He's like,
I like when he goes when he wants him to say his name in the last fight scene, and he kills all those people, and he spells out Francis.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna fucking spell it for you.
And he did. I read something interesting. This kind of makes me a little disappointed with the Fox Network. It makes me feel like they really didn't try very hard with this movie. Is they cut at the last minute when they were gonna film. They cut about $7 million from the budget, and that's why Deadpool forgets his guns in the car. Do you remember the part when he leaves in the taxi?
Is that really why?
That's really why. Because they were going to have a big shootout scene, and then they couldn't have it because Fox was just like, just cut $7 million from the budget. So they're like, oh well. It came out good, but...
Okay. You know what's really funny? That actually added to the movie. Because it was really because he forgot the guns earlier in the movie. That also might be why, too. Yeah. But then he forgets it again, and then you have that whole scene with the taxi driver when he has his... he has that guy in the backseat, and there's a car. There's like a whole thing because of that.
Yeah, the taxi driver was actually a really funny character to have.
Yeah, he was. This movie was just, like that, an example. When you have things like that, I feel like on a movie, it's just bound to be successful. Like Jaws, we've said Jaws is an example, how the shark wasn't working, so they just showed the shark, and it really benefited. You know what I mean? And Deadpool kind of did benefit from big gun. I'm sure the gun scene would have been cool.
But what's kind of cool is like you kind of don't blow your wad immediately with the second Deadpool. Which in every sequel, there's always a lot more fighting. There's going to be a lot more gunplay, especially with Cable coming into the mix.
Oh, let's talk about that. That after credit scene. He's ripping off Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, funny you bring that up. And by the way, the part 2, the budget's going to be because this was a big success.
Yeah.
So they're gonna...
It was a gamble to begin with, and it paid off so well that they're just...
Yeah, absolutely. The ending, though, the ending credit scene was great.
That's the Ferris Bueller.
I gotta tell you a funny story with the ending credit scenes. This is the first movie I went to go see by myself. I got up early. I got up early to go see it. I was all like... Okay. And there's all these people. I mean, there was like a mix of like... old nerds, like 30 or 20-year-old nerds. Then there was like a row of little kids. I swear to God, a row of little kids. And I was just like, I was kind of irritated because when you're going to see that movie, the audience is just people from the internet. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Just like, and there's people behind me, they're re-saying every joke, and like, it's just, oh my God, it was getting ridiculous. The one joke that I laughed the hardest at was the ending credits. Did you guys watch the ending credits?
Yeah.
It was Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious, and no one was laughing.
Nobody got it.
No one got it.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. We'll get to the first. Just one more point I want to make. A lot of the jokes in this movie weren't like gimmicky, marketed towards the younger audience. They were like jokes about Wham, Ferris Bueller, like 80s jokes that people didn't get. I love that.
I think it's aimed at an older audience. I saw so many things, articles, videos, things. So many people didn't want kids to see this movie because they shouldn't. It's rated R. It's a really graphic movie. I mean, see it if you want to, but they didn't really want kids to see it, and it was really aimed towards adults and older people.
And I like that. And like I said, the jokes and the humor, it wasn't dumb. It was like really. Some of the jokes I think flew over people's heads because it was like kind of for an older audience.
It's funny because I took my girlfriend's little brother to see it, and obviously the sex scenes were very awkward.
Sure, you're taking it.
You could. Oh yeah, totally.
It probably some of it probably flew over his head, huh?
No, like I would look at him because he's so excited about Deadpool because Deadpool is such a mainstream guy now. And everyone's really excited about it. So he was really excited about it, and I saw things fly over his head.
Recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. I saw things totally fly over his head. So it's really funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the humor in that, it was just all great. Really
and anything poking fun at any mistake the old movies have had, old superhero movies have had in the past. I love that. Like my favorite joke I think on the entire movie is when Colossus is dragging him and he's like, we need to talk to Xavier, and he's like, McAvoy or Stewart, because these timelines.
Yeah, that got a huge roar of like laughter in my theater.
Oh, really?
Everybody was dying.
That was the best joke.
Yeah,
you know what? Touching upon what you said about the kids seeing the movie, I saw a ton of rated R movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. There was kids sitting in front of me who, I swear to God, they'd be on their phones when there was a talking scene. Like just texting, and there was action they watch. You know, if you're going to see this and you're a kid, whatever, just be respectful, please.
Yeah.
And just anyone, not even kids, just watch the movie. Don't be loud, obnoxious. Okay, so sorry go on.
No, but like, that's like, you take for granted because a lot of times we have such bitchin' things at home. We can watch things at home all the time. You can get free movies. But going to a movie theater is like an experience. Just when you see a comedy sometimes at a movie theater, it's when people laugh and you didn't think it was that funny. You think it's funny because everyone's in a shared experience.
I personally like the movie theater experience.
Yeah.
I liked the opening day. Like everyone's excited. You know what I mean? To an extent. I'm not gonna stand up and. After every joke, and I'm sure you guys got that. Joke.
The experience totally adds to it. I think no matter what kind of movie you're seeing, if it's a bad movie, a good movie, your experience is always going to be enhanced or worsened by the audience.
Yeah.
Like I saw Paranormal Activity 3, I think it was, with a huge audience. And that movie's not that great, but seeing it with a crowd like of a bunch of people, I got scared, and I freaked out. And like, I was like, oh man, that movie's terrifying. And then I saw it again, like kind of by myself, and I was like, oh, it's not as. Yeah. I kind of overhyped it for myself.
I don't know about you guys. I had a terrible audience Deadpool experience. It really was. I loved the movie, but the audience was just awful. Did you guys have a good audience experience?
Yeah, I think so. I did.
I had a lot of like people shouting references. Like, dude, this is my experience too. Like,
honestly, my audience is kind of quiet.
Lucky you, man. Mine was obnoxious. This was at 10 in the morning, by the way, too. Wow. I thought I was gonna avoid all that.
I went to like a 10 o'clock showing the Thursday before.
Oh my god, you didn't get people yelling? And...
No, because you know what? I went to a showing that was like, all the other showings had sold out, so they kind of just added one. So it wasn't even like sold out. It was like kind of like half full people. Okay. So it was alright, but the audience was overall's reaction were good.
Well, that's good. That was my biggest complaint about the movie, was seeing it with like the internet comic book audience that feels like it's their right to be loud and shout things and like, I know this, I need to laugh as loud as I can. Laughing's fine, but don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I get that.
Alright, we totally strayed up from your topic. Well, let's go back to what you're saying about the cable and the credits.
Yo, that was...
Apologies.
I'm sure that... I mean, because
that would
have overhyped the comic audience of people saying Cable's going to be in it.
Like I said, any credits, nobody really said anything.
Even when they mentioned Cable?
Yeah! I'm starting to wonder, do these people know Cable is? I had the toy of that guy. I thought he was awesome. I can't wait for Cable in this movie.
Maybe that's why I've always loved Cable too, because I remember playing with that toy.
Yeah, he was cool, dude.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome. And I remember with my brother just like, always being into these comics when I was little, Cable was always a guy that... He's gonna be kind of like the Colossus character in the next film because he's gonna be awesome. He's standing for right.
Yeah.
And like Deadpool's gonna annoy the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that Cable's gonna be in a movie.
We're almost getting like a Lethal Weapon next. Deadpool.
You know what? That's really funny.
If Cable can say I'm getting too old for this shit.
He might, dude. He's got white hair. I don't know if he's old though.
And he's from the future.
Yeah, because he's aged in the future. But
yeah, I'm excited for Cable. Did you guys ever think you're getting a Cable movie?
I never did.
Like, let's be real here. That's
never.
I've seen. Who do you guys think they might get for Cable?
We saw a picture of Kevin Nash.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what that
Which they got the look right, but that dude is just broken from wrestling, and I don't think he's a good actor.
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley. She's got a good range, right?
I saw something people thinking John Hamm.
That's who the director wants as Cable.
Does he?
And he said that would be his dream to have him as Cable, which I never thought of it before that was mentioned on the internet, and then I saw the pictures of him, and then I thought about John Hamm. I was like, wow, that could actually be a really good match.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but they're also I also heard that they're considering the Avatar bad guy.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Cable.
God, what's his name? He was good in that movie.
His name, but the only thing is Cable's like a big. Powerful,
he's bulky,
dude.
right? He's a big dude.
Oh yeah, I guess the guy showed pictures because he wants to play Cable of him like.
John Hamm?
No, the Avatar guy, but he's kind of short. I mean,
what's wrong with that?
How tall is? What's wrong with that? I get it, pal. Yeah, that whoever they get is probably a knockout because, like I said, Marvel's been doing really well with their casting.
And as we just said, I think this is the biggest rated R movie opening of all time.
Yeah,
I think so. Beat Ted, right? Because wasn't Ted the big one before, or was it The Hangover? Was Ted or The Hangover?
I didn't even count the Hangover movies. I was thinking just superhero movies, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
but R-rated though, like.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're gonna, like we said, they have the full. They could do whatever they want for the next Deadpool movie.
Yeah, they pretty much wrote a blank check for the next.
I mean, they did now, but they're getting a big budget this next movie. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, content was only restricted by money in this movie,
not
by their humor or anything else.
That's for sure.
I think if anything, if I have to give this movie any kind of constructive criticism, and I totally understand why they did it, was a lot of the movie plot, like main plot points, were in the trailers. So it's kind of like, you know what's gonna happen. But I mean, I totally understand why they did that. They did that because
it was
it was a risky movie, and they needed to show like, hey, this is what's gonna happen, so you know what you're getting when you go into it, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that.
So because if they had like made it kind of vague by making like a vague trailer,
we would have still been into it. But
we would have still been into it. But I think other people that are gonna be exposed to the character for the first time wouldn't have wanted to see it.
Yeah, like I said when we previewed the trailer, it's just an interesting concept of a story. So I think that really pulled people in, like you said. I agree, they showed way too much in the trailer. I knew a lot of jokes that were coming that I probably would have laughed harder at.
Yeah, the entire opening scene, you don't really see anything new until it's like a couple minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. But it was still great.
But I hope that means that since it did so well and people are aware of who he is now, that for the second movie, the trailers will be a little bit more vague, and you won't get
I won't be watching any of the second. I'll watch like the first trailer that comes out.
Well, we're gonna have to watch it for the show.
Oh yeah, because I want to see Cable, but
yeah,
just like anything, you got to try to. You guys should try to stay away from trailers because it makes the experience.
I say watch one. Watch like a teaser.
Well, yeah, watch like the first couple.
Yeah. I watched one trailer for Star Wars. And I avoided it. I literally would mute, change the channel, do whatever I could. It was really hard. I stayed off the internet until I saw the movie, and it was so worth it. Like, I'm not saying it hindered it, but, it would have hindered it.
But, Star Wars, a lot of the trailers didn't really tell you much about the movie.
I was scared, though. I was scared it would, so I just avoided it. I couldn't even tell you if it did or not.
But I mean, they did a good job. I think it's because J.J. Abrams likes being secretive too. They did a good job of not revealing much at all.
And Star Wars is the exact opposite of what we just talked about in Deadpool. Already has an audience.
Yeah.
You
could be vague without rated R.
You could be vague. You didn't have to.
Yeah, I think that reinforces my point though. Since people are gonna know now after this movie that everyone knows what Deadpool's about, the next trailer can be vague.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll probably just be like mocking other trailers and then have Deadpool at the end.
Yeah. Oh, that could be really funny.
You could totally do that, yeah. Because honestly, yeah, you're right. The next one could have nothing to do with the movie.
You know what's funny? When we first talked about this, I was kind of excited, but I was really more on the edge of like, whatever, it's another superhero movie, be interesting. I know you guys were really excited, but this was a movie where I got out of the movie theater and I went, it was pretty good. And then I went home and I did some stuff and I started thinking, that's actually a pretty good movie. It was really good. And then like slowly, up until this point too, I'm just like, that was a really awesome movie.
It just grew on you.
It really did. And I didn't hate it when I first saw it. I thought it was like, yeah, it's pretty good. But I really liked it the more I thought about it.
Yeah, I liked it better. I saw it a second time.
Did you?
I
only seen it once so
later,
far.
and it was second time. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Like what? Yeah. This is great.
No, it's really good.
I'm glad Deadpool's getting more like fan base. Like I reread.
I think it's huge now.
If you haven't read it, if you're on comics, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. I found my old copy of that and reread it. It's a really good comic. Mm-hmm. It's.
I think I went with you to Barnes & Noble to buy that.
Yeah. I found it and reread it, and it's really good.
So put a picture you post on Instagram. It's pretty cool. When he kills Wolverine.
Yeah. He kills everybody.
He kills everybody.
He kills everybody.
Yeah. One of the last points I want to make about this. While Deadpool is in the whole last battle, do you realize he's wearing a Hugh Jackman fake magazine? So during that whole fight scene,
I didn't think about that.
He has a Hugh Jackman face. If you haven't seen it, Deadpool, he makes jokes at Hugh Jackman's expense. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are really good friends, and he's ripping on the Wolverine movies.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how sexy Hugh Jackman is the whole time of the movie. So at the end, when he saves his girlfriend, she hasn't seen his face yet. He takes off his mask, and he's got a Hugh Jackman.
It's like just taped on.
Like it was like a People magazine thing on there.
Yeah. Like you said, like if you look back at it, if you look in the fight scenes, there's actually like little.
Is there really? Oh my god!
Coming out, yeah. It's like like very subtle. But yeah.
Oh my god, that was great.
He's a great fighter. If he could just fight,
I know, right?
Fight like that with a huge.
Well, he's just super badass. That's part of his persona.
Yeah.
Even before he was Daredevil.
Yeah. Well, another thing I noticed that they cut out of it was. What
did I say?
Daredevil.
That's alright. I hope they add it, or maybe it will make sense if they add it on later. Have you read any Deadpool before?
No, I don't know really.
He has voice. He has two voices in his head
that
talk to him. There's like the kind of like stern, straight voice, and then there's kind of like the kind of crazier voice of the two. And they didn't have that. They kind of just had him talking his thoughts out loud or anything.
And I saw a couple people say.
Add that.
I saw a couple people saying they wish they would have delved more into his torn issues, like his mental, like you said, like the two voices.
Yeah.
But you know what? For the first movie, you got to play it safe.
It's funny. More and more we talk about this. Deadpool is like a poster child for a lot of problems. Like, I mean, not problems, but like. He's a bisexual guy, so he could be a leader in like that kind of
a lot of serious issues.
And then mental health.
Yeah, mental health.
I mean, he's battling
cancer.
Yeah, like he's battling.
I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on the show, but I think I've heard that a serious Deadpool is like if it's well written, it's really good. This was well written.
Yeah. There's the Zombieland guys, right? It was the Zombieland guys. I was doing the thing where it was.
Wow, we really delved into this movie right now.
It was good.
That was good.
Yeah, because it was worth it.
And what's cool is now you go to comic book shops. I go to a shop called Quest in Claremont. And it's just the D section is just Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Deadpool and Spider-Man, Deadpool and just everyone.
We said it was hype before. This movie's gonna bring it to a whole new level. Okay, so before I move on, I want to get what your guys' favorite joke was from Deadpool.
Okay, my favorite joke had to be the McAvoy or Stewart because the timelines are so confusing. That was the best self-aware joke.
I really just liked when they were going over the names and he comes with Captain Deadpool and then later on they bring into the song that they made for the movie. He goes, Captain Deadpool.
I can totally see you loving that part.
I freaking loved that part. But
my favorite, one of my funniest part is probably the Ferris Bueller part because it is such a perfect ending, like after credits, and he's got the little robot and the towel.
He's still wearing.
Yeah, and what's even funnier, like to me, is like Ferris Bueller. As crazy as it sounds, Ferris Bueller and Deadpool are very similar. Breaking the fourth wall and stuff like that, like
being out.
Loved it.
Okay.
I laughed really hard that one.
Runner-up joke, I think we can all agree on this, is when he has the baby hand.
That got huge laughs in my theater.
Like
he's rubbing
his chin.
He goes, "This is gonna feel so big in my hand."
Yeah, the whole little baby hand part was really, really funny.
That was really funny. But I'm gonna go Ferris. I'm gonna go with ending credits. I loved it. Yeah, perfect. I think it's perfect. Very similar in weird way. It's very similar.
I think they saw that too. That's why they're like, yeah. We should.
When I didn't even put it together, I was just like, oh my god, Ferris Bueller. Yeah, perfect. But man, that's probably the longest we ever talking about a movie.
Yeah,
that was good though.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Are we doing? We can just follow one episode.
Sure.
Okay, we can do it. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about some trailers that we got.
Yep. So
let's talk about. I don't remember what we're talking about. Let me just take a look at what we're talking about.
The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book trailer.
Jungle Book trailer, yeah.
Okay, Jungle Book trailer, that's right. Now, I saw the trailer during Super Bowl halftime, or Super Bowl Sunday, I think. Did you guys see?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because I know there's, I'm actually not which one, because there's only one of them that's showing right now, but there's 2 Jungle Book movies coming out that are live action, actually.
There are?
Yeah, there's 2. There's one by, I think one's with Sony. It's different, but I think this is the Disney one.
Yeah,
man, they're even 2 big Jungle Book movies.
Yeah,
what? That's weird.
It's started by Jon Favreau too, so I think it has potential. He did really good with the
Jungle Book's your favorite Disney movie, isn't it?
I love Jungle Book. So, and what's really cool about this is it just looks like real animals. Like they're just going through with real animals.
It's got a good cast too. Bill Murray.
Yeah, Ben
Kingsley. Is he not Khan? What was the tiger's name? Or is the tiger Khan?
I think that's Ben Kingsley. Kha's the snake.
Kha, that's right. Khan.
But yeah, no, I think the movie looks incredible. It's just so visually stunning. You had to wait until the Avatar technology came out to make this movie, really.
Did you guys ever see, back in like the 90s, they did a Jungle Book live action movie?
No.
Did you ever see that one?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I never saw it.
Okay, I went and saw it when I was a little kid, and I thought it was going to be the cartoon. Like all funny in the songs. It was not like that.
I think it's hopefully a good attempt at Disney's live action because I'm not really a big fan of their other ones. They had I think they did Cinderella, the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland.
That wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad. I mean, they're making another one, so I mean.
Maleficent.
They did that.
I never saw Maleficent actually.
They did Return to Oz. Was that Disney?
Oh, with James Franco and
I think that was Disney.
Yeah, I didn't really like that either.
I didn't see that one.
And then Snow White and the Huntsman. That was.
I didn't see that.
They're making like a prequel to that or whatever. I think it's a prequel. It's about the Huntsman.
Oh boy,
that's weird.
Do you really need that?
But that's what I'm saying. Like they've been so back and forth on their live action adaptations that I hope this is a step forward for them and it's bigger.
They're doing Beauty and the Beast also.
Oh, that's right with Emma Watson. I love Emma Watson, so I'm hoping that's great.
Yeah. But Jungle Book, I mean, I don't know if I'll probably see it.
I'll definitely see it.
Do you know if it'll be a musical?
No, I don't think so. It looks pretty much like a...
Did not get the musical vibe.
I did not get the musical vibe either. I'd be surprised.
And you need a vibe throughout the whole movie if you're gonna make it.
But I think in the trailer, like,
it
has the afterwards. It's like you hear the whistling of like Bare Necessities.
Well, I think they could do that, but with the musical, like a typical Disney musical, I don't think they're going for that.
No, it's gonna be.
You're right though, with the Life of Pi thing. I think that's a total.
Who's Mowgli? Is Mowgli anyone famous?
I don't think so.
Nobody. I don't think so.
All the animals are.
Are they talking? Are the animals talking?
Yeah.
So Bagheera and all those guys are gonna talk.
Imagine if they didn't talk. That would have been weird.
Well, that's kind of how. I think that's how it was in the other movie that I saw in the '90s.
Mowgli's talking to himself.
He wasn't really. I don't remember honestly.
Would it make sense? A kid alone in the jungle just talking to himself via animals?
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's totally sad.
Wait, is Bill Murray King Louis?
Is Bill Murray King Louis?
I actually don't know.
Is that the guy from the Ghostbusters?
I think that's that guy. Yeah.
Or is he Baloo?
Oh, who knows? We'll see it. Though.
He's a good character, and everybody loves Bill Murray.
We do a lot of research before these shows.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So, all right, so on to the next one.
I think next one was
Eddie the Eagle. Let's talk about Eddie the Eagle.
I was gonna call him Billy.
Billy the Eagle.
Honestly, I've talked to my parents about it. They remember the story about this guy in the Winter Olympics, so it was a big deal when it actually happened.
Can you give us a rundown of like this real story?
I don't know the guy's name, but it was just there's this guy from England and Eddie. Or Billy, whatever you think.
Billy.
It could be Billy if you wanted to, but anyway, he's just just a regular kid who is just weird and he doesn't know what he wants to do, and he finds out that he wants to do the ski jump in the Olympics, and everyone's like, you can't just do that. You have to be doing that for your whole life, because it goes back to that Nick Swartzen joke when he goes, he was shot put when he was a seaman. You have to be young when he starts with the Olympics. But Hugh Jackman is supposed to, the typical sports movie where he's the ski jumper, and then he takes him under his wing.
He's the old expert. He's like,
is he a real bastard like all the other trainers, or is he a nice guy?
Oh, he's a bastard. It's the sports movie. He's a bastard at the beginning, and it's like, I love you. Yeah. I was gonna call him Billy again. Yeah. I'm gonna just say, I love you, Billy. It's called Eddie the Eagle. But yeah, so it looks like a good movie though.
It looks good. The trailer makes you feel like.
Look pretty uplifting.
Yeah, it's pretty uplifting. It's like, man, the trailer makes you want to root for him. It's like, man, he's. Especially because the trailer shows you he has glasses and he breaks them a bunch of times, but he still throws them on and keeps trying. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the underdog story that everybody likes.
Yeah.
And when I read a lot about this movie because that trailer obviously stuck with me and I wanted to look it up more. But I read that the way the movie's going to be is 90% of the story of the movie didn't happen. It's more about this guy who was an underdog going to the Olympics, and hopefully, I don't know if he does. I'm pretty sure he does.
A lot of people complain about that, but man, if it makes for a better movie, what did Mark Zuckerberg say? If The Social Network was real, it would have been real boring. Yeah. If it was a true story, it would have been a lot of us sitting there on the computer.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think they told Eddie, the real Eddie, the Eagle, that it's like, look, so this is the movie. We're just letting you know, heads up. 90% is what we wrote. 10% is your story.
Was the real story? Was it an actual eagle?
Oh my god. Maybe.
It's the actual story that his name was
and
Billy.
It's really, I was just saying, it was Billy the Eagle.
But what I thought was interesting was directed by Matthew Vaughn, who did X-Men First Class.
So you thought it was interesting?
And, it's just he's making this sports movie, and he directed First Class and The Kingsman. I don't know if you guys saw The Kingsman.
I didn't see that. Was that good?
It's really good.
I heard it was really
good, too.
It's random, and it's super violent. Super violent.
Wow, I would never predicted that. I kind of
I thought it was,
I saw the trailer.
It's got Samuel Jackson too.
It just looks like
Samuel Jackson talks with a with.
Does he really?
He's the bad guy, so I'm sure.
He's got to do something to change that character on.
He can't just be talking like this through every movie. But
unless he's working with George Lucas, they don't make him as dull as humanly possible. Hats off to you, George, for making Samuel L. Jackson boring.
Yeah, only you.
I like Mason.
Anyways, badass. But yeah.
PG-13 too, I think, right? Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah.
It was like be a PG flick, a little family-friendly Macias midnight showing classic.
Matt Macias.
Oh yeah, that's my name.
Yeah.
But I think it'll. I think I'll go see it. It looks interesting.
You see a lot of movies though. You definitely see that one.
That's definitely true.
If anyone that watches this podcast, I'm sure it's no one, but if anyone else watch, so Ian, when you're watching this podcast later, you find out how to watch a movie for free at home. Well, that's how I'll watch it.
Man, we're promoting pirating.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I'm not promoting that.
You're not.
This guy is.
I am promoting pirating.
He's real bastard.
Metallica's gonna sue us. But anyway, the next movie I want to talk about is Rise, right?
Rise?
Oh, the Planet of the Apes?
Isn't it?
High Rise? Are you talking about High Rise? I don't think that was on the schedule. We can talk about it.
What's the Jesus movie?
Oh, Passion of the Christ 2.
No, the new Jesus movie.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I'm almost positive it's Passion of the Christ 2. It takes place after the cross. It could very well be part 2.
Yeah, he dies and he comes back to life.
Is that what we're talking about?
Is that what we're talking about?
No,
I'm talking about the Roman dude that's... There's the movie.
Yes, I know
Risen.
the movie.
Is it Risen?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it risen?
I think it's risen. I think it's
that
that
far.
I think it's erection.
No, it's risen.
We're getting real raunchy in here.
Let's pull back a little bit.
Okay.
It's risen. I saw like a cutout thing.
I just want to point out that I was not that far off, and it was ridiculous.
Okay, this is why I was far off. That was totally not on the schedule. That wasn't even on last week's schedule that we didn't do.
Oh yeah, that's why.
No, but that wasn't even on that one either.
Oh really?
So you just want to tell Passion of the Christ too?
Let's talk about Passion of the Christ.
All right, let's talk about it.
Is that a real movie?
That's what we're talking about. But it's not called Passion.
I thought
It's called Risen.
I thought you were just being a dick.
Dude, it takes place after Passion of the Christ.
Is Mel Gibson?
I
No.
wish.
No.
That guy needs to come back with it. Okay, let's get back on track here. I guess we're talking about Risen. I think it's Risen. I really want. Okay,
It's risen. It's risen.
Okay.
I know for a fact it's
All right,
risen.
it's Risen. This is an interesting concept for a movie. It's about a non-believer who Jesus is not there on the cross. Okay, give it real quick. This movie is about Jesus vanished off the cross. I didn't take any like you did. You took religion.
Yeah, I was in private school.
Okay, so he died, and does he disappear or does he like I don't know or he
No,
just
like they
gets
put him
released?
in a tomb afterwards.
Yeah, like
Okay,
a
so
tomb. That's like closed. Though.
That's closed, and
then
that's the whole story.
Yeah,
of
the
these
guy
things.
opens it up and he sees that Jesus isn't in the tomb anymore, right? Okay. Did any of that happen? Is that? Well, I mean that.
Well, yeah,
but I mean, like, is that the story?
Because they put him in the tomb, and they're like, all right, that fool's dead, and everyone moves in on their lives. But 3 days later,
Man died for your sins. He's
he's-
going full.
Jesus rises up, and they go back, and they're like, oh, where the fuck? Jesus Christ!
Oh my, you! Where are you?
Oh my me! But yeah, so and then he's gone, and they're like, what the hell? And so zombie Jesus walks around.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is getting real offensive.
How into Bravitz feel I could say it?
I guess he can. You earned that right. Yeah, it's
Catholic.
kind of interesting to take a non-believer's point of view instead of actually taking Christ's point of view.
I think a lot of people now are non-believers. So.
Yeah, it's great. That's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah. So
Not even 10 years ago, it was very everyone was very religious.
and, it's weird because now we'll kill this fast because it's really off topic.
Yeah, it's getting real.
But there's even like sports stars coming out who always thank God for their performances that are atheists. So that's interesting. But let's go to the next movie because I don't want to take much off of that.
Well, really quick back on Risen.
Stay on the movie.
There's if I'm not mistaken, there were some like battle scenes going on in this movie too, right? In the trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer for it. I only know I saw a cutout.
We're talking about this cold. We're talking about this blind because I've seen like a couple.
I haven't seen it.
No, but it's the Romans.
So I've been kind of sitting here just like.
Believe it or not, though, it's getting pretty good reviews.
To tell you the truth, like when you talk about Jesus' story, no matter who you are, if you think it's fake or real, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of stuff to work off of,
Yeah.
and
If
the Romans.
yeah.
They're badass too.
Let's say if it is fake, so is every other movie we talk about.
Yeah,
So whatever.
Let's talk about Jesus.
Yeah. So I actually maybe it might be a Netflix one for me. I don't know if I'll go see it in the theaters, but I'll definitely probably check it on Netflix if it comes out on Netflix.
I will look at that same website Ian tells me about.
Yeah.
Lazy Evil.
All right.
Okay, so what's next? Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry. Let's
That
talk
movie
about that
looks
one.
incredible.
It looks
looks
really interesting.
like the best video game graphics ever.
This is
Tim Roth's in it.
You knew this was gonna happen eventually. This movie, or you know what, we didn't actually know, but it makes sense that this movie's happening now.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
It looks really cool. I mean, it probably no plot, I don't think, but it looks really cool.
It's just like a save your girlfriend plot. or
Crank
something,
in
or
first
what.
person.
What's really funny is when you say there's no plot. What makes me really think about that is the guy from District 9 and Elysium's in it, right? The South African guy.
Yeah.
He's like the guy that's helping him save his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But what makes me think of when you say there's no plot, it makes a lot of sense, is when he's just in his underwear with that big afro. He's like, yeah! Like, that makes me think, like, yeah, there's absolutely no plot.
Oh, I'm sure there's not, but it looks awesome.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was the guys that made this movie. A long time ago, they made a YouTube video, kind of like the same concept, a secret agent guy, and it was made with like a GoPro rig on an actor's face, like a stunt guy. They rigged it like some GoPros on his face, like
he's jumping rooftops and stuff.
Yeah, he's jumping rooftops. He's running by girls. He's like doing all this cool stuff.
You know who showed me that?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Sorry, go on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that got so much popularity, and then they got in touch with those guys and like, if you want to make a movie,
Did they have anything to do with
I'm
it?
pretty sure they did.
I thought they just ripped them off. Well, not really rip off. I mean,
No, I think it's those guys that like made that.
It looks cool, man. It looks really fun. It looks like a lot of fun is what it looks like.
Oh, that's a movie that we'll definitely have to see in theaters.
Yeah, unless you're motion sickness and you're going to throw up.
That's true. It could still be fun. Really sick.
Still could be fun.
It looks pretty cool though, man. Like I said though, it just looks like really cool. Like looks like a video game with awesome graphics, and whoever you're watching playing is just badass at it.
Yeah.
You take an Xbox controller with you.
Yeah,
seriously.
Nuts things. Like he's on top of the car, he throws a grenade, it explodes. He's flying up, and then he's on a motorcycle.
Yeah, like, that's what's crazy. It's like I wonder if it's like.
Well, he has the bionic legs.
No, not like how he survives.
No.
It was more like how is it shot? If it is like the same way, like a rig on an actor's face, like was there a stunt man for this movie that just had to do all that stuff?
I bet.
Like that would be.
They probably hired a really good stunt man.
What's really funny is in the beginning they talk about how he doesn't talk or anything. So this guy is probably just a stuntman.
Yeah, no, he probably is. Like, and that's not too uncommon. I think Darth Maul is just a stuntman. Yeah. He just action choreographer or something. Just somebody who didn't have to be a good actor.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole first person not talking, you can kind of envision it's you. That's probably why the good reason they did it.
I'm in it.
Yeah, it looks cool, man. Like I said, it's not gonna be There Will Be Blood or some great big, cinema masterpiece, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm actually pretty excited for it, even though for a while there, found footage, first person things were getting a little done.
Well, this is not exactly. This isn't a person with a camcorder.
It's like, what was that movie with Clive Owen where it was just mindless? Shoot 'em up. Was it Shoot 'em up?
Shoot 'em
Look,
up.
Shoot 'em up in first person. He does. He loves that movie. Yeah.
If you know when you guys watch movies, just know what to expect, and you can love anything.
Yeah. That guy does love anything.
I love everything.
That's totally
really does.
I was thinking about doing this podcast, and I invited both these guys because they actually hate some stuff.
Yeah.
I love everything.
Yeah, it's
a good way to live.
Some things aren't that great.
Some things aren't that great.
To watch Last Airbender and tell me if you like everything.
I'll figure it out.
Alright, so that wraps it up for this episode of Silver Screen and Chill. Thanks for joining us, but let's start with one last thing before we leave. Netflix picks.
Oh, we're starting with me?
Yep.
My thing that I've been watching on Netflix recently has been Black Mirror. I don't know if any of you guys seen it. A lot of people compare it to a British Twilight Zone. The thing is every episode is its own story, so it's
you can just start in the middle.
You can choose any. If you're like, wow, this episode seems interesting, watch this one. Like Donald, it's not how you say it. I forgot the Scott. The
I botched the actor's name. Go ahead.
Donald Gleason, the guy that was in Ex Machina. He was the general in Star Wars. He's in that show. So if you're like interested in certain actors, and John Hamm's in it in a certain episode, but just to talk about it, the first episode is the British Prime Minister wakes up and the princess has been stolen. And the only way he can get her free is he has to fuck a pig on live television. And
wow!
I was thinking what the hell? It sounds weird and it sounds like it can't be good if you hear that premise, but it's super interesting and it's like a real life way how they would deal with it. Like they try to secretly get this porn actor to do it on the side, but the terrorists find out.
Is this a Netflix original or is this some kind of
No, this was on BBC.
Okay.
It was on BBC, and then Netflix does what Netflix does. They picked it up to do another season because Netflix just has money to burn. Yeah. So they're just like, hey, this show is cool. Let's do another season. So they got to do that. But that's my Netflix pick.
Okay, cool. Mine would be Young Justice. Have you guys seen that? Mm-hmm. It's it was on Cartoon Network. It was the series of all of the Justice League members' sidekicks, pretty much being their own Justice League. You got Robin, Kid Flash, Superboy, who else? Speedy, Green Arrow's sidekick. Which really funny is that they joke that there's Kid Flash and Green Arrow's sidekick's name is Speedy because they walk by and it's like, oh look, there's Speedy. Is Kid Flash like, no, that's Kid Flash. Speedy's Green Arrow's sidekick. It's a really good show that actually was surprising that Cartoon Network canceled it. I think after 2 seasons. Oh, yeah. So it's they cut it short. But it was doing really well, which is why it's shocking that they canceled it. But I heard recently, this was why I actually recommending it now, is they're in talks of maybe Netflix giving it a 3rd season because it's a show that really needed the shot. And I even when it was canceled, I saw petition after petition to keep it alive, and I guess they couldn't.
That happens.
But definitely it's worth checking out, especially if they're going to bring it back because it was a really good series.
It's kind of like Teen Titans or anything like that.
I've never
seen it, so I don't know.
It's the old Teen Titans. Have you watched New Teen Titans now?
I haven't watched.
They made the old Teen Titans was like super serious and like really good, and then this one they're kind of like jokey anime characters.
That's more marketable.
Yeah, it's more marketable, but it's kind of funny. But it's like it's not the Teen Titans you saw before.
Yeah,
which is really weird. They're like all over the place, which is it's a weird drastic change from how they were. But it's like older Teen Titans, I would say. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go with Crippled Avengers. This movie is awesome. This is a really
awesome,
good movie. It is super violent. It's funny and it's action packed. It's about this guy. He gets invaded. He's like an emperor in like, forgive me if I'm wrong, like China or something like that. But these guys like they invade his house and they kill his wife and they cut off his son's hands. Like they just cut off his hands, and the son grows up to be a really good fighter. And he gets these really cool metal arms that shoot these like these blades that come out. Anyways, the son kind of starts abusing his power along with the emperor, the king or whatever.
Makes sense.
And they go and they just start messing with people. So they like, anyone who gets in their way, they just like cripple them in some way. Like they take some guy's eyes out. Somehow they make some guy not be able to talk. They make one guy have mental retardation because they hit him in the head. I know, it's ridiculous.
That's weird.
But they get all these like, and then they get all these like kind of like handicapped like kung fu fighters. And they all like join forces to go and they fight like the guy and get revenge on him. The guy with the middle ones. It is an awesome movie. I highly recommend it.
Is it a foreign movie? Is there subtitles?
Yes,
okay.
it is. It's not dubbed. It's subtitled.
It's really funny that Matt just knew.
Oh, well, listen to that premise.
Yeah, listen to that premise.
Okay, so this
American.
is not American.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Not
Made
even
in what, like late 70s, Kung Fu.
I was going to say
I think
concept
the
for the 70s.
Shaw Brothers movie is a really awesome
Crippled
movie.
Avengers, huh?
Yeah, that's
Crippled Avengers, it's really cool and it's hilarious. The fight scenes are awesome
That's
too.
a gem if it's on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
That was going to be a comedy making fun of the Avengers. So.
I know, right? But this was actually way before that.
Yeah,
it's a lot better.
Yeah. So that is my pick, and I think those are all really good.
that about does it.
Yeah, like that.
Exactly.
Going in that new Teen Titans humor.
Yep. I want some easy jokes.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be it for the movie section.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bow, bow.